You're admitting you're dysfunctional.
No, I'm saying that man who has like a young girlfriend and they need each other to function. Now his wife should understand that mzee anakuanga na shida kidogo, ndio kwa bala kuna hii msichana kidogo hapa kando. Tusimsumbue atapona.
Ni kama vile Shosh anapenda.
Mashosh. This is Tosh wa Mashosh. Anapelekanga kikosho nasema, oh my God.
There's no way on earth, no matter how much we say women were being independent and blah blah, there's no way on earth a woman is going to be able to teach a man how to be a man. Because I'm a woman. How will I show you how to aim? Like, how will I teach you hold and do this? But if he looks at dad, which my two sons did, like they knew this is what you're supposed to do.
Did you listen to the Hot Breakfast this morning? Here's what you missed.
You know those kind of homes?
Yes.
Where dads are just to be seen, not to be asked questions and all of that. You just grow like a plant and live on.
There's no
When
interaction.
dad comes
There's
and
no
says,
interaction.
everyone leaves.
Yeah, he comes at 4 p.m. and says, everyone goes to bed. You know those kind of homes?
Yes, I've seen. And in 2015, there's a research that I did of the social and emotional effects of the father figure. And that was one of the issues that in the African community we had. That, yes, the father is there. He's seen, but we can't relate. But even him just being present and being there, the boy was able to emulate what a man does and is able to know this is how far a father can go. I can do this and I cannot do this. Like they were in a place where you can be able to separate, and like not having a father at all.
So what are the things that you realize that some men are doing based on having fathers like those?
Having fathers who are just there to be seen
and not to be interacted with much.
One is that it actually goes like both ways, where the father is there to be seen but not present emotionally and not present at all. Is one of the issues that we tend to have is there's low self-esteem for both the boys and the girls. And then you'll tend to find that the girl will want to be in a place where when they grow up, let me say like in adolescent age, they'll want to be in the presence where they'll flirt more with men, or they're not able to relate to the male figure. And the man is not able to be a man, do we say 100%? Yes, you're a man physically, but you're not able to stand out as a man. Does it sound very biased?
Very.
Very.
Is that where now also, you know, you've said that there are those father figures, then you've said a girl will start flirting. Is that how now when a young girl, maybe 2021, now decides she wants to hang out with someone of Jeff's age, because now she wants a boyfriend, but she also wants a father figure in the same...
Okay.
She's looking for her dad.
Yes, in this man. Is that how you end up with this sponsor situation?
Yes. In psychology, what happens is every stage that we go through from zero to where we all are, we go through certain stages, and each stage, how you deal with it goes to the next and to the next. Example, according to Freud, I think, there's oral, there's anal, there's phallic, and then there's latency, and there's the last one, I can't remember. But what happens is oral breastfeeding. Anal is where you learn how to pee, potty training. Now, phallic is where a boy and a girl knows, I'm a boy, I'm a girl. Boys will relate to the father because they're trying to win the love of the mother. And according to psychologists, they said that the reason as to why this used to happen is that the boy is afraid of the penis being chopped, being cut off, or being taken away from them. That is why now they relate with the father to be able to know how to deal with mom, to be able to know how to deal and relate with any other woman in life. Now for the girl, because their first love is father, it's the father who teaches them how do you relate with a boy or a man even later in life. And it doesn't have to be sexual, like just normal platonic relationship. So what happens is they tend to look at mom so that they're able to relate better with dad. Now, when dad is not present or dad is not there, then it means the boy is not able to relate to anyone, right? So he can't emulate any person on how to relate to the mom, or how to protect himself or to grow himself to be able to relate with female. For the girl, there's no competition, so she's not able to know how to relate with the male figure. So as you grow, what you are asking, that is why at some point in life, and at 20, like 21, that is when you want now the old man who's like a father figure for you.
Very interesting.
Yes,
It's
yes.
very interesting. So, because people really brush away this father figure thing.
Yes.
I've also had people saying that as a young girl, like most women, want to marry someone almost similar to their dads. Where does that come from? Because let's assume maybe you lose your dad, maybe you're 6, 7, 8. Because there are dads who will abandon the family, the dads who just don't want to participate,
Or they'll die.
or they die. So now, how do you compensate for that? Because, like I said, some girls look for a husband who reminds them of their dad.
And it's very unconscious. Like when you're getting into that field, you don't know that you're looking for dad. You just find that these characters of dad are the ones that tend to click, like you tend to click and be comfortable with. And that is why you'll find if someone is from an abusive home, they end up being in an abusive marriage, because that's what normal is. And dad doesn't have to be your biological father. That is why we say father and father figure. So even if your biological dad is not present, you get someone who can step in, like an uncle or a friend of your mom or a cousin who can be in that place.
By uncle, you mean paternal ama, those guys who are brought every Friday?
No.
Mami umeleta uncle mwingine tena.
Uncle.
Watu ule alikuwa kuletea chips,
Not those uncles, because of also stability. And when you change them every so often, then also you're going to mess with trust and mistrust of the child. Yes.
So now talk to ladies, especially who like bringing new uncles, because that's now the father figure a kid would get.
Nick, you're throwing me under the bus.
The bus will move and you will get up.
Well, what happens is if you keep introducing your children to different male every so often, it messes how they view relationships and stable relationships. If you are in a place where you're also unstable in your own, it's important for you to be very stable in the relationship. If you're going to introduce anyone to your kids, let it be something that you're sure you know that this is heading somewhere. Not every other weekend that there's someone new, because also they get confused of who this is. And this is where you will find that some kids don't have like privacy, personal boundaries and personal privacy, that they think everyone is uncle. And you'll find that kids are molested by someone they assume ni uncle alinipatia sweetie akasema we go. Right? And this is not uncle. It's just that you've been made to believe that every male around you is uncle.
Okay.
And that is why I'm very biased with parents when we keep saying that you have to call the house help auntie. Because again, aunties come and go. But then there's auntie of those ones who are within the family. That's just me. Yes.
That's why it's a lot of cases when kids are molested, it's by someone they know.
Yes, it's by someone they know.
It's someone they're
But
familiar
now,
with.
do not let your kids be bathed by everyone, because there's a sense of privacy that is dropped when you bring in everyone to wash your kids, because they also don't know what privacy is. You see these stages that I'm talking about, oral, anal, phallic, like that. Oral breastfeeding is only mom. It's not done by anyone else. So that child knows this is my mother because of this. Whether if like after 3 months you have to go back to work, but then you're leaving the bottle, the child knows. My mom is this one. My cow is this one. It is the one that is coming with whatever it is that is being fed, right? So when you deal with that child has known, I can trust this, right? I can trust mom, or I can trust dad, or I can trust this person. When you move from that, then you go now to anal, where you allow them to express and to use the toilet and you train it well. Then that also is going to give them a sense of this pleasure that comes with it, and it gives them a sense of belonging and a sense of being. When you move from that, now you're going to phallic. By the time a child is getting to phallic age, they already know, I am male, I am female, I am a boy, I'm a girl. And you will find that most of the times at this age, boys don't want to be naked in front of girls. Girls don't want to be naked in front of boys, just by themselves. Like, if as a parent you're observant with your own kids, you will see it. Like you'll see let me talk from my own personal experience. My son started getting uncomfortable with me washing him.
How old was he?
5, 6.
Okay.
Like he started getting used. You notice he's not going to tell you, he doesn't know, but you know, maybe it's also because I have the training, but you know he's uncomfortable. He's going to say, I don't want Nani to wash me, no, I'll do it myself. Or you go and do it, and you notice he's holding back, or he's feeling a bit shy. Now, if you're having people who come into this space every so often, he's going to not be able to express it and know that privacy is, I'm supposed to protect like this, right? And now, like even potty training, yes, we are busy, yes, we are doing 1, 2, 3, but it's important for the boy to be taught by the man.
Or by the dad?
Yes, it is important, because I'm a woman. How will I show you how to aim? Like, how will I teach you hold and do this? But if he looks at dad, which my 2 sons did, like they knew this is what you're supposed to do. But mom, I can only tell you, use the potty, and that's it. That's all I know.
What if dad is not there?
If dad is not there, that is why we're talking about the father figure. You see, you're not bringing uncles every so often, and you're not bringing people whom also you don't trust. If it's your brother, it's your brother. You know them. You know how far they can go. They just do it for a short while, because it's not going to take you years to teach the child. It's just like a few days or a few weeks, and that's it.
Do you feel like African parents drop the ball? Because I can't imagine my dad teaching me how to
repeat.
Yeah.
He didn't teach you. You can't even remember, but
You watched him.
Yes.
You watched him.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just like
Is that so?
you watch. You can't
That's
remember.
our Christmas conversation.
You, you must have been like what, 3, 4? Yeah, and maybe walking around naked without any boxers on. So you don't, or you have older brothers who do it for you. You see, this is what they do, then that's the same thing I'll do. I remember sitting on my grandfather's laps, and it used to be like the safest. You know those ones you feel, you can't touch me here. There's nothing you can do here as long as I'm sitting on these laps. But you'll find girls who've not had that opportunity or that shielding or that protection.
Yes.
They will look for it in older men. So you need to know, where is this thing coming from? Look why you're smiling.
People want to sit on my lap a lot, I've noticed.
So I've brought happy memories. But now it's knowing, it's important to be self-aware as you get to a certain age and to a certain stage, that you're able to know, it's because I missed out on this. This is why I could be like this. Okay, imagine a couple of a guy who didn't grow up with a dad and of a lady who didn't have a dad.
You see now, for back in the day, for Jeff's time, you see, and I think people for our certain generation, there's a way you'd still bring that father figure element into the house.
In an extended family way.
Yes. But now for modernity, because I've realized there's a lot of soft boys and men out there who lack either a father figure or the dad abandoned them. And there's a lot of abandonment issues also, because some people also get tired of dealing with mom who also has issues, and then they say, hey, jipangeni. You get? So what can we do in this? Because now that generation, or my generation, is a bit different from now. A lot of people are abandoning their families, and kids start picking up and saying, hey, maybe it's because of me, you know. Because you see, like when parents argue, when the kids walk in, they automatically stop, and the kids start thinking, it's because of me. You know, it just leads to a long list of trauma in the future. So how do you deal with such?
This softness and this doubleness of women, just observing your own parents made you know it's part of life. Like
Being
you
stubborn,
have to, no, like you have to deal with the issues in the family. As in, what I mean is, in that generation, there wasn't divorce like now. Right? There wasn't like having a child out of wedlock. It was like
frowned upon.
Usikue kama that lady that you know from there. But even if that happened, they had their own father to step in, right? But now it's become like a choice. You have Wanjiku has a son. I've decided to walk out of my marriage. I cannot teach my boys how to be boys. When they go in and they find this is the thing, why do I need to stay? I also walk out. I don't have to be responsible. My father was not responsible. So it ends up being that we are getting into a stage where we'll have, for lack of a better term, boys who behave like women or boys who are women because they don't know. And you know, you can't be something that you don't know unless you really desire to be it.
So you're trying to be like your mom, or you're trying to be like...
You don't have an example. I don't have
A
father
yardstick.
to know. Yeah, all I have is mom. And mom can't be, there's no way on earth, no matter how much we say women were being independent and blah blah, there's no way on earth a woman is going to be able to teach a man how to be a man. I cannot teach my sons how to be men, and it will be a complete fail.
Well, do you think maybe that is also caused by trying to overcompensate for lack of having a dad? You know, because some women out there will say, like on Father's Day, like, I'm the mom and the dad of this child. You know, those things you see on social media. So that overcompensation, because like as Jeff has said, there was no dad. But you see, he came out a full man, and he's there. Yeah, but now for these people, for right now, who now come out, and then people just say, hey, no, mama mingi. You know, it comes from... also being... I think it should come from now, mom's overcompensating.
So I think my own opinion.
But I saw a guy's called Brayo. Anyway. Now I'm playing.
In my own opinion, I don't think we know what we are doing as human beings, because we are selfish. That's why we're told, like, we want somewhere where the ego rules. Like, I want my ego to rule. You want yours, he wants his. So now when you come into a place where, as I was saying, two people who've come from a broken home, they're not able to fix it because first they don't know, but are they willing to work towards and deal with these issues? Counselling is not something that everyone is proud of saying that we're going for marriage counselling, because society, of course, is going to point there's an issue. But really, yes, there's an issue, but really is that you're trying to build something. Like for me, I was never beaten by my dad. So
most dads don't beat their daughter. I've never hit my daughter either. Never.
But my brothers, oh my goodness.
But were you beaten by your dad?
Paka ask him, am I really yours? Ulininunua mahali na unataka refund. But that was the 80s. Kids used to be beaten like that. You know what I mean?